Naniwa versus Ret. Ret at 1-0. Wow, man. I knew game one would be epic, but Ret, you know, he was pretty decisive there. He looked dominant.
I suddenly left the camera on as well. I was making myself comfortable.
I didn't even notice. I'm all like, I'm all freaking out because the games have been so sick.
Yeah, no. Everyone wants to see Ret against Naniwa, and now we know why. Guys, we'll be right back. Small break as always, and then we'll jump right in the game. Game 2 on Thorzain Alter.
Okay, guys, we're back once again. We've got Naniwa spawning as the blue Protoss, or in the... Damn it, I suck.
It's okay.
Naniwa is the blue toss in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen, and up in the top left we have Ret as the red Zerg. For some reason, I started thinking about Total Biscuit, and I wanted to say the blue trunks, and I was like, wait a second, that's what he says. I can't say that.
It's okay, man. I struggle every second sentence, so don't you worry.
Oh, man. But Total Biscuit rocks, by the way. Great caster. Shout out to Total Biscuit.
Oh, if we start shout-outs, I have a lot of shout-outs to give, man.
Fair enough, fair enough.
No, I won't go there. Nevertheless, we do see, of course, Ret spawning in the left top position, as you mentioned. Very curious, because if there's any map where I would say, like, okay, Ret, let's open hatch first, then I'd say, let's do it on Thorzain. So let's see if he's going to follow it up or not. We do see that pylon a little bit outside of Nani's main base, so he's not pulling a White Rust special tactics on the map where you're supposed to go for Forge Expand. Naniwa is actually going for the Forge Expand.
Well, Naniwa, you know, he tends to play, you know, the most solid style like available to him. We saw him all in against Protoss versus Terran. It was
Strelok.
That's right. Yeah, we saw him all in on Typhon Peaks, but he said in the interview afterwards that he recognized the opportunity to all in. It's not like he went into that game planning to go completely all in.
Yeah, that was because of the wall off, which I want to mention before I got distracted by the bird, the red flamingo. But yeah, go on.
But yeah, Ret actually not choosing to go hatch first, dropping that spawning pool. I think this is the right choice. I feel like hatch first on a map where Protoss is gonna have a forge can get really, really sketchy because the cannon rush is always a huge threat.
Yeah, I do it every game.
Cannon rush against hatch first?
Yeah.
I don't blame you. It's really good.
I'm a notorious cheeser, man, against Zerg. So we do see Nani going for the temporary perhaps hatch block. No, he doesn't warp in the pylon as of yet. And he should be careful though, because Ret has enough money for the hatch. Now this is actually one of those. Ret is going to try to do it, but Nani's right there. Nani should have seen it though at the drone movement that had tried it.
Oh no, Ret does get it down, so Naniwa probably going to be thinking, shucks. After seeing that, meanwhile, he's got a single cannon coming up. I think it's interesting that he chose to build a cannon before Nexus. I think that maybe is a little bit of a mistake.
I think he was just slightly afraid. He saw that spawning pool, and I think sometimes, even though it's first place, you're always supposed to know what kind of pool it was.
Right.
Perhaps in a big tournament, you know, and you scout him as second, so it's a little bit late, and you see the spawning pool almost completed. Might trigger like a minor panic reaction, you know, like, okay, I might just get that cannon just in case.
Yeah, and you see Naniwa throwing down that first gateway as well. You know, the cannon slows down his Nexus a little bit. It shouldn't be enough to make a big difference in this game. He's still going to have a very fast second base.
This is a little bit sloppy though. I mean, he's supply blocked, which you can say is not the end of the world, because that might be part of the build order where he wants to get that cannon and gateway anyway, but he even had that probe in queue for quite a while, so that means that 50 minutes faster he could have had that pylon up, and stuff like that actually does matter.
Wow, look at Ret being so good. Oh, catching the probe. Man, Ret just diligently searching. He knows that you know, as long as there's a probe out on the map, there's a threat of proxy or of even just a pylon.
I can't believe he found that. That's
that
ridiculous.
Is killer. I was actually going to comment earlier on how well Naniwa was hiding that probe. I was going to be like, oh, Ret will never see that, but he's all over it, man.
Wow, look at this. Ret already going for that second macro hatchery at the 4 minute 40 seconds mark. That's ridiculously fast and also quite unusual on Thorzain.
Yeah, it's interesting. I wonder if he's going to play a really Zergling-centric style. That's something that I noticed out of Liquid Zerg players at MLG. A lot of them are really favoring this mass Ling style with Baneling support and drop play. So oftentimes you'll see that when you're going to play something with just mass Ling, you'll use extra hatcheries because Lings are so cheap. They're not the most larva efficient unit, so you need lots of larva to really sustain that kind of an army.
100% agree with you. We do see that Cybernetic score right now being more than done. Naniwa is already mining from 2 simulators though. Taking a small look at the income tab right now. 25 probes, or 26 against 29 drones, but of course from now on it's going to be a heavy drone mode for Ret. Ret, his pre-game interview, I liked it. Ret predict lots of drones.
And that's always a good prediction when Ret is playing. And man, I'm so eager to see what this macro hatchery
he still has no gas.
Shows us. Yeah, no gas anywhere.
What?
Whoa.
What?
Yeah, I've never seen this.
You think he's going to take just the Vesping guy for a while?
I don't think so.
Perhaps
he's got access to 4 gas if he wants it.
Yeah, which he's not taking, but perhaps he wants to go Mutas. Or after all, this is really strange because I don't get it. Well, Ret's really throwing in a couple of Dutch special tactics.
You know, I've played with Ret a lot, and I've never seen him do this before. Like, I play probably 15 games with him a week. You know, that's not a huge amount, but that's enough to be familiar with his style. And I'm confused right now, Roddy. I'm really confused.
Me as well. He's already setting over a bunch of Zerglings, trying to take out these structural rocks. Red really throwing in a Brood War flavor. I know, but over there it was quite normal to have those hatcheries all around, but not at this phase of the game. At the 7-minute mark, Red basically has, I would say, 1.5 macro hatch, because this is half expand and half a macro.
The cool thing, it feels really calculated because he's using all of his larvae. So it feels like he's been through this before and he knows how much production he needs to sustain whatever the heck it is he's trying to do. I can't wait to see what happens here. And he's gone for 3 gas, not 4, and double Evo chamber. So this is absolute. No, it's an Evo chamber and a Roach Warren. What is happening? I'm so confused.
Me as well. And what I think is funny as well to see is that Naniwa actually went for a double photon cannon, which surprises me a little bit. I mean, that's not really Nani style. Now we see a lot of gates. How can Red possibly know this unless he's very good in Polish? And so I was able to hear the commentators, which makes sense. Okay, he's going to scout it right now with the Overlord, but he already built a Roach Warren a little bit before that. He's going to be able to have spine crawlers in time. I think Naniwa is going to be in a hell of a lot of trouble.
Yeah, because Ret's economy, he's already up to 70 drones against the 40 probes of Naniwa. He's on 3 bases. He's got 5 hatcheries.
5 hatch at 8 minute 30.
Yeah, man, it's a little bit sick. Now Naniwa is going to have a huge army coming out very, very shortly, and Ret, you know, he realizes what's happening here. Ret does have he has full vision of all Naniwa's production, so he's got a really good idea as to what's happening. How he's going to play against it, though, I'm not entirely sure. He's getting the ranged upgrade, so he is going to be relying on this roach-centric army, and layers on the way.
Yeah, he is indeed upgrading his hatch to a layer, which is almost, we would say, about time. 64 drones against 47 probes. Do you think that Nani played this too safe? I mean, double cannon, that's strange. I don't see that very often from Nani, actually.
And I think what happened is Ret saw the early cannons, and he's like, okay, well, I'll just throw down another hatch.
He only saw 1, actually. I just checked it, like, not too long ago. Now he might see the second one. No, as you can see, he never saw that second cannon, so it's really wonder how things are going or how this game is developing, but everything's turning into Red's favor right now.
It's weird, but you know, if you look at what Red's doing, you can kind of see his strategy unfolding. He's on 3 gas, and 3 gas is all the gas you need to sustain 2 bases of roach production. And so what I think's happening here is he's gonna dump all of his gas into this roach production, and then with all the extra larvae, he's gonna have a million billion Zerglings, and it's just gonna be massive, massive roach ling against whatever Nani can throw at it. And frankly, Rotterdam, I can't see anything
beating
like
this.
Right, like Naniwa's just his build is so slow right now.
Yeah.
He's still 20